video because I'm going live.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. And welcome to a very, very special edition of the Sunday Afternoon Lime. This is going to be, I hope it's not going to be emotional because, I have put together this last episode for me, for myself. And, it's a major turn of events in my life, and I just wanted to share that with you guys and to basically just thank you for being a part of my journey. Oh my God. Okay, let's not do that. So I think I'm gonna need you guys to come in. I started this show last year, May, in the middle of the pandemic, in the hopes of keeping you, the viewers, entertained and up to date with the latest music and from our artists from Guyana, Trinidad, Suriname, Holland, and South Africa, and also here in North America. Sorry,
It's
guys.
okay. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
This was not in the plan today, okay? This is definitely not in the plan, but
it's okay. As Urmilla said, take a deep breath, and it's okay. We know the journey, it's a difficult one. We know that you're going to go through a roller coaster of emotions. It's okay, honey.
I think I should have taken a shot of rum or something. Okay, let's get started because what I really wanted to do was talk a little bit about the show itself and, the whole journey of it. And I cannot complain because it's been like a wild ride for me. And
I think today is a day that we're going to celebrate you, Mala. Celebrate all of your achievements, what you've done so far, and just reflect on, your from your childhood up to where you are now on that journey. So I think it's going to be a really good show. It will give your viewers a chance to get to know you a little bit better and understand your journey, where you came from, where you are, and where you're heading. So I
I
think
can't really hear you very well. You need to speak up.
okay, I'll try to speak up because I'm told that I have a
You're
very
so
voice.
soft spoken.
Yes, I am
I did
soft
not expect to
spoken.
cry at the very beginning of the show, but
Well, what I was trying to say to your viewership is I think today's a day about you celebrating who you are, where you came from, where you're at, and where you're going, your journey from beginning to end, giving them a little snippet of, you behind the scenes. They know you, the persona, Mala, the singer. Now it's a chance for us to shine the spotlight on you and get to know you, Mala, the person. Am I going down the right track here, Shanta?
Absolutely. I've known Mala for many, many, many years. We've been through a few things together. And I tell you, I know the Mala everybody else knows out there. I've also recently gotten to know the Mala who, shares her private life or shared her private life with me. And quite an intriguing woman, strong woman I found her to be recently. And I think she needs to share who she truly is with her viewership, with her fans, because she's one beautiful lady. So Mala, you share with us and with the rest of the world who Mala Harripersad truly is.
That's right.
well, what I wanted to say was that this past year, 2020, from May, I started a show in May of 2020 because of the pandemic, and I wanted to bring some entertainment and lighten the burden of people staying at home and just sharing and my love for music and I didn't expect the show to go so well for the last 15 months. And it was like an every Sunday event. And I totally like enjoyed putting it together. It was a lot of hard work, but it was like music is a passion for me. And you guys
Deep
get to
breaths.
see me
Deep
cry.
breaths. Deep breaths. It's okay. You can cry. It's an emotional journey. You're allowed to cry. Don't apologize. You're allowed to cry.
So, God, I did not expect this. I did not expect this. Um, so what I wanted to say was that, you know, throughout the entire year, I got to have like total sit down interviews, in-depth interviews with some of my favorite artists. Like Raymond Ramnarine and his sons and his nephews, Vijay Ramkisoon, Satnarayan Raghu, Esther John Ramdeen, Satrahan Maharaj, V Ram, Rana, and Susan Mohib, Sanjana Malho from Holland, Arnold Malahi from Suriname, all of my friends from South Africa, and my music producers, Wizzy, Professor, Haroon, for instance. And it's been a wild ride, and I cannot complain, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going away for a short while, and I will be back. And that's basically what I wanted to say. And, for any of you who haven't seen any of those episodes, you're more than welcome to check it out on my YouTube channel. I have to say though that this show has been basically like a one-woman show with no DJs or technical support on the spot like some other shows. All of this was done because of my love and dedication to music, and I've learned a lot of new skills along the way, and I think I've almost perfected Zoom. So, I mean, we've had some trial and errors along the way, but I wish I could stop crying.
You've definitely become tech savvy, and I'm very proud of that, Mala. You're a lot better than I am with Zoom and getting your sound checks done and getting set up for your live shows. So you have come a long way, I must say.
Well, yes, and I mean, you learn a lot along the way based on trial and error. And I mean, we still made it, even though we had a lot of errors along the way, we still made it. Every single week there was a show, every single week. We've done from Mother's Day programs to Father's Day, Christmas concert. We've had a really great holy celebration, Indian Arrival Day. We've had shows on COVID. We had some really super doctors from the USA, Canada, and the UK talk about, the COVID situation and whatever. I've always enjoyed each and every episode, and I think it gave me a sense of purpose. It was like a second job for me, and I just totally enjoy doing it. So in doing all of this, I don't think I've basically had a tell-all with my audience. So I thought, why not bring the two people who's going to be going through this journey with me for the next 4 to 6 months, or possibly a year from now. I don't know what my recovery is going to be like, but I thought that, I will give you guys the opportunity to put me on the spot and ask me whatever you want to ask me. So,
So we're gonna turn the tables on you and put you in the hot seat.
Pretty much, pretty much. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of the audience, all of my supporters, my fan base, everyone who's tuned in with me each and every week. Um, going through the whole pandemic with me every single week, looking at all the shows, and you know, for all of your comments, your support of all the artists I've had on here so far, and I really, really appreciate you. And I just want to let you know that even though I will be away for a while, my sister Urmilla Singh will be taking over in September.
Hopefully September, yes.
September, she will be doing a couple of shows, and then possibly in October, we'll do something special for Cancer Awareness Month, as it is Cancer Awareness Month in October. And then we'll take it from there. And hopefully, I'll be back healthy, brand new, and ready to party and ready to sing my heart out again come January of next year. So,
I
with that
definitely
being,
have very big shoes to fill, Mala, when you're gone. So I'll ask your Sunday afternoon Lime audience to be kind to me. I definitely can't step into your shoes, but I'll try my best to be a good host for the shows that are coming up.
yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, my co-hosts for today will be Urmilla Singh and Shanta Persaud, two of my strong women supporters who are going to be walking this journey with me throughout the next few months. So without further ado, let me welcome Shanta Persaud and Urmilla Singh. Guys, you're welcome to take it away now.
All right.
Thanks, Mala. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all for joining us here today on this journey of getting to know Mala Harripersad, the true Mala Harripersad. Mala, thank you for inviting me and asking me to be a part of this. Good afternoon, Urmilla. You touch my heart every time I talk to you about your journey. You impact me in a positive way about life. I know this has been a shocking revelation for you, and I know that you are strong. I know that you can handle this. I've gotten to know you a little bit better in the last couple of months, and I think your audience really need to know the real person that you are, the genuine, loving, supportive person that you are, that positive personality, that perky personality that makes me laugh every time I talk to you. So I want you to tell me a little bit about when you were growing up back home in Guyana. We haven't had the opportunity to know this about you. You haven't been able to share that with your audience. And I know you come from a huge, loving, happy family, supportive family. I know your brothers, I know your sister, your mom, and I know that you have such a supportive circle. And you mentioned about growing up in Guyana and your dad. So share a little bit about yourself, your upbringing, your childhood, your schooling in Guyana, and the fun days, because I know you've had some fun days in Guyana.
You would be surprised. I was this really, really shy kid, very naive and very kept indoors. My father was really, really strict with all of us growing up, and Urmilla can attest to that. Well, she was daddy's favorite. So. I mean, life in Guyana was weird. I have two brothers and my sister, of course, my mom and dad. My father passed away in 2009. So, I mean, going to school in Guyana, my dad was always about education, and he didn't, he told my mom, oh, don't teach them to cook yet. There will be plenty of time for them to learn how to cook and how to do housework. But it was a fun time, and it was where we learned a lot of discipline, and like my dad taught us religion and how to be respectful and not to talk back to our elders and all that stuff. And the general respect, he taught us how to meditate, how to pray, and all of our background basically right now, everything I do right now is because of what I learned at a very young age, and Urmilla can attest to that as well too. I remember every Sunday morning he would get us out of bed like at 6 o'clock in the morning and say, okay, you need to go shower. My mom is cooking breakfast in the kitchen and he puts us to meditate, and all we could do was smell what he's
Smell all the
cooking.
good food.
And it's like, it's so hard to concentrate. He's like teaching us prayers and whatever. And we're like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. I want to eat. and as little kids, it's so hard to concentrate when your belly is grumbling. And he's like, sit upright. You gotta sit like this and hold your fingers like this and pull your legs and just straighten up your back. Oh my goodness.
And you're just thinking, can't wait for it to be over so that you could taste that food.
Exactly. And that's a thought that was going through all of our minds. And he would look at us and we were like, I'm opening my eyes and I'm like, oh my God, when's he gonna stop? When is this gonna be over? I'm so hungry.
Oh, so where did you grow up, Mala? What part of Guyana?
Well, I'm from Lenora, West Coast, Demerara. So I'm a Lenora girl, and that's where our current president is from. So on the West Coast, we have quite a lot of really, really good singers that came from that area. So I'm one of the privileged ones, I should say.
Did you grow up with nicknames? Because in Guyana, everyone has a nickname.
Oh gosh, no, I don't think I want to.
I can say, but I'm not going to embarrass her.
My brothers had a nickname for me, but I'm not going to share. I'm not willing. Thank God I don't have them on here. I'm not willing to share that.
All I can say, it has a lot to do with her being very loud as a child.
I had a big mouth. Like I would scream. Like I would scream really, really loud. And they used to say, when the sugar cane, when the cane were grinding, and that loud whistling noise that they make. So they used to call me that. They would be like, you sound just like that. That they don't need an alarm clock. Mala's voice can wake them up.
She's the original whiner.
Oh no, I'm not.
Well,
like I said, Urmilla was the baby of the family, and she was the favorite. My dad used to take her everywhere, but I was more like the little disciplinarian. I grew up wanting to be a teacher on my weekends. I used to wash my brothers and sister. Well, she wasn't going to school yet, but I'd wash their uniforms and their boots and their socks and whatever, and iron their clothes on a Sunday night. And then on Saturdays, after I helped my mom with the chores, I would sit there and prepare lessons for them, English and math. Can you believe that?
She was our little teacher, that's for sure.
Yeah.
She marked.
It's no wonder now my daughter is a teacher. So
yes,
very nice, and I'm sure that she's taught you, the siblings, quite a few lessons. And the loud voice, Mala, it's no wonder it's opened your vocals into singing. So, and what a beautiful melodious
No. See, when I started singing, I was so timid and I was so shy. I was like, no. When I became an adult, it was a totally different thing in my life right then.
What's the most important lesson you've learned through your childhood, whether from your parents or your siblings or your community? What do you think was the most important lesson you learned from your childhood?
I think the one thing that I learned from my dad was how to be a better parent. And whatever I learned growing up, I taught my own daughter. I passed that on to my own child. And at times I had to be both mother and father to her, because I got divorced very young and she was really young. So I had to be a parent, both mom and dad to her. And I think I learned that discipline from a very young age, not to I don't know. I was like the authoritarian figure then. I learned that. I would say that was the most important thing that I learned. And discipline, discipline, moral values. That's what my father taught us. My mom, on the other hand, taught us how to love, how to be compassionate, you know, how to be giving. Yeah, because she was like that. She was a softie.
Yes,
Well,
we all went to
as
mom.
as a single parent, it's difficult raising your children because you want to set the example, you want to be their role model. At the same time, being the disciplinarian in that home. And that's a difficult task at times because as mothers, or as a single parent, as a dad as well, you feel guilt when that hammer has to come down at times, you know. But I'm sure, the children appreciate what we do as single parents. I know your daughter must be so proud of you. And I know you and I had this discussion a little while ago, and I know that it's a difficult thing for you, especially having your daughter so far from you. And sometimes the communication of how you feel may get, confused a little bit. But tell me a little bit about your parenting skills, how you handled it, and what you think was important that you instilled in your daughter.
Um, for me, it was mostly respect and teaching her the power of education, that she needed to educate herself and be independent and not depend on anyone for anything. Because in this day and age, we can't really depend on anybody for anything. We have to be able to be strong and be able to go after our goals and set our standards really high in order to accomplish all of what we want in this lifetime. And I think being a single parent, it was very difficult for me to do that because I was young also and I was learning, so I did the most that I could do because I had to make tough decisions when it came to money issues because I was a sole breadwinner. I had to, make tough decisions when it came to like daycare and going to work and where do I leave her, and try to give her those pep talks in the morning going to daycare. And I also taught her how to stand her ground and not to falter at all, regardless of what adversities come in your life. Um, ooh,
I think you've done a beautiful job, Mala. Your daughter is everything that you stand for and so much more. I think going back from our childhood, one of the most important lessons our fathers always taught us is how to be independent women. And you exemplify that, and I think your daughter does as well. We're all very proud of Melissa. She has stand her own ground. She's her own woman. She is fearless. She lives her dreams. She's gone for everything she's wanted, from going to university to moving to a different country. And all of those things are scary, moving to another country, having a career in another country. And I don't think she could have done any of those things if she didn't have solid support and good moral values, and that's taught in the home. You can't get that from anywhere else but your home. And as her mother, I think you should be really proud. You've done a wonderful job raising a beautiful, young, talented woman.
thank you for that.
Yeah, I agree. And, we do the best that we can as single parents. And sometimes, the kids can make us feel guilty for certain things, or we ourselves feel that we could do more and we could do better. But from what I hear about your daughter, I think you've done a fabulous job. And I know you are a strong woman. I know you're a loving person, and I know your daughter is lucky to have you as her mom. Tell me a little bit about, or share a little bit about yourself with your professional career, your education.
Well, let's see. So when I left Guyana in 1979, I didn't complete my high school education. So when I came to Toronto, I completed my high school at during night classes, and then I went straight to work. Like I was doing different part-time jobs. Like the struggle was real.
I'll give you the meeting code.
You know,
set it up for me.
there was a lot of struggles, and so I completed my high school here. I went to work, and eventually the rest of my siblings came to Canada, and my mom, my dad, and then, you know, we all worked and provided for each other. And then I got married very young at 22, had my daughter at 23. And I think it was during that, right after my divorce. I was divorced by the time I was 26 years old. And I was fairly young, like when everybody else was just in the prime of enjoying their lives, I was raising a child. So I didn't have much time for my education at that point. But then when she was about 3 years old, I decided that I want to continue my education. And I went back to college and I finished up my accounting degree. And then I got a job in a really, really nice law firm. That was my very first job. And they basically got me fresh out of school and they taught me everything. And that was like my love for accounting at that time. Would you believe that? So from there, I elevated myself even more. And then, life was still a struggle because being a single parent is not easy, as a lot of people out there know. So, I mean, I raised her single-handedly with the help of my parents, my sister, and I also, my brothers as well too. They were a good support system for my daughter as well too, because obviously her father was not in her life. And so she, what was I going to say? Eventually, putting her through school and high school and university and whatever, I started taking more courses on my own, income taxes and whatever, and doing a whole bunch of different things, and then started working for the government. I worked for the government of Ontario for about, 15 years. And then I was in a serious accident, and then I got laid off from my job, and then I decided to freelance after that. So I was pretty much freelancing a lot. And then, I got involved with singing after that. So, okay. You good, Shanta?
Mala, tell us a little bit about where your passion for singing started. I know growing up, I remember we always had musical guests at our house, or we always went to someone's house, and there was always folk singing, and any kind of singing going on, whether it was at a mandir or at somebody's house. I always remember that, our grandparents' house. Dad always had friends coming over that were singers. Where did your passion for singing and music start?
So, so I remember, I think I was like about 13 years old. I remember that was the first musical experience I had. Mohan Nandu, I'm not sure if people know who he is, but Mohan Nandu was a good friend of my father's, and also Devendra Puran. So those were the two people that I heard for the very first time singing, playing the tabla and the harmonium and whatever. Dad always used to play like, Lata Mangeshkar songs, Mukesh songs. He was an avid fan of Mukesh, and Mohammed Rafi songs, like all the oldies. all the classic music that we tend to sing today. Back then it was like you grew up hearing all these music, and I remember we were in our rooms and we'd hear this music playing, and I'm like, oh my God, what kind of dead music is he playing again? Like, this is so not good. We don't hear music. And so eventually, once I started singing, I started getting to like this type of music, like all the oldies, all the classic music, and that's what I started off with. So that's where it came from.
Yeah, I definitely remember growing up, Sundays and Saturdays. That's all we heard was the Kings and Queens, Lata, Kishore,
Asha.
Rafi, Asha, and of course, Mukesh sir. I think our love for Indian music and the classics definitely came from our mom and our dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here in Canada, when I came to Canada in 1979, I had no interest in music. I had no interest in singing. My life was completely, completely different. I lived such a sheltered life. I was basically a young mother, single, working, just trying to provide for my daughter and myself. And I think in 2004, she took part in a Diwali competition at our local temple in Scarborough. And I said to her, since when are you interested in being in a pageant? And she's like, well, of course I was concerned because she had to go for rehearsals and whatever. So I said, you know what, I'm coming with you. I want to see who this organization is. And because I wasn't into going to temple. My temple was home. My temple was on my heart, so I got involved in a temple. I became a member of the temple, the Shiv Seva Sang Mandir in Scarborough, and she took part in the contest, and she won. She was the Miss Diwali Queen that year, and it was just incredible. Like, I couldn't believe it, strutting that stage with her sari, and then it was just amazing. It was really amazing. And then I got involved with the temple at that time, and then I started getting involved more into like in a kirtan group there, and I became a member, and I started singing bhajans and stuff, trying out my voice with the bhajans. And I have to tell you though, when I came to Canada, at that time, I think there were lots of bands coming up from Trinidad and Tobago for concerts here, chutney concerts. And my mom's family were more into, going to these events and whatever. So they dragged us along, of course. And then I don't remember who it was that I saw. I think I was sitting like 3 rows from the front of the stage. And I'm not sure who the artists were, but they sang so beautifully. And I looked at them, I was like in awe, and I'm thinking, wouldn't it be nice if I could do that one day? And I'm not kidding you when I say that, because I said that, and then years later, I was doing it.
Well, you set your goal and you aimed for it, and you certainly have achieved it. You are such a successful singer, local singer here in Canada, in Toronto, in New York, in Guyana, and Trinidad and Tobago. So I think you really reached the goal that you had set for yourself. I know that you have a lot of plans for the future, and we'll talk a little bit about that a little later. I know you've taken part in many concerts and events around Toronto, in New York, in Trinidad and Tobago. I think you still have yet to conquer Guyana. Tell us a little bit about those concerts and events, because I know you mashed it up in a few of these concerts. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think like once I started singing and I got the hang of it, I was still learning a lot. I I saw Terry Gadraj was coming to Toronto for a concert, and I believe it was a cricket group. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. It was actually through the OMSCC, the Ontario Masters Softball Cricket League, and I believe that is the first time I met you.
Yes, that was the very first time that I met you as well too. And I think Urmilla was there, and her husband, and my mom.
That's correct.
And I was singing earlier, and then Terry called me up on stage with him, and I'm like, oh my God, I get to sing with you. And so it was great. And then in 2017, Terry invited me to go on tour with them for the first chutney concert ever in Aruba, and that was like, oh my God, it was just like a mind-blowing experience. I really loved it. I felt like a celebrity, and it was such a wonderful experience because it was my very, very first show out of the country, much less being on a big stage. I was nervous as hell. And moving on to that, in 2017, I also took part in the Caribbean Dreams concert in Kitchener, Ontario. And then in 2018, gosh, a lot of things happened in 2018. I took part in the Kishore Kumar contest in Trinidad and Tobago, and that was an eye-opening experience for me. It really, really opened my eyes to how much talent Trinidad and Tobago has. Like our West Indian people have, we're so talented, and there's a lot of untapped talent out there yet to be discovered. And I got to meet Anil Beam and so many different people. It was just incredible, you know. And so
well, sorry, I just want to mention so that your fans understand and know that you've since gone on to win third place trophy in the 2019 Chutney Fest competition in Toronto. You've recorded at least 10 songs which are out on YouTube for your fans to enjoy. You've got a few #1 hits, with the latest song being the disco medley, Tip Tip Barsa Pani, I think, and Tumhe Apna on the most prestigious music sites in Trinidad and Tobago. You've certainly set a path for yourself in the singing industry. I know you have become one of the favorites that your audience and many people out there like to listen to, and I think you've even been on the radio a few times. And you've been affiliated with the Save Abby Foundation, which I know they also do a lot of charity work, and have asked you, I believe, to appear.
Well, yeah, well, with the Save Abby Foundation, they've done quite a lot of fundraising events like Chutney Glow and Restoring Paradise and all of that. And apart from that, I was also a part of the Chutney in the Park here in Toronto, and Chutney Fest, which is where I won the third place singing competition award, and Chutney Wine as well, from a Buddy Singh production from Florida and the USA. In New York as well. So I've done quite a bit already, and I mean, I do have a lot more to do. And I have to tell you though, that when I was in Trinidad in 2018, that's when I did my very first professional recording with Wizzy, Kishore Ramnath at the Wiz Studios, and that was an experience by itself because I never did any type of recording, and it was just so super amazing to do. And then after that, like in when I think I did 4 songs with him, and then in 2019 I went to Guyana and I did 5 recordings in Guyana with Bunty Singh at the Bunty Studios in Berbice. So it was just incredible. And then, I mean, at the end of 2019, I did a CD, a compilation of 10 songs, all my recordings. I put them all on one CD. And then I went to Aruba again with Terry in 2019. And you mash up the place there as well. And I handed out all of my CDs there to everybody, so everybody in Aruba have my CD.
Nice, very good. I know they're probably enjoying it as much as we do here. As I mentioned, you were affiliated with charities like the Save Abbey Foundation and several local mandirs. I know you've done along the Greater Toronto area. I know you have done a lot of charity work, and you give of yourself, your talent. You lend your talent to raise funds to help our brothers and sisters in Guyana. I know that you've recently tried your hand also at promoting with two very successful sold out events, one being a Tropical Nights and the second place winner of the Chetney Soca Monarch in Toronto with Damien Sukram and Viram of Trinidad. Tell us a little bit about that. And I know I have to give a shout out to Tropical Nights Restaurant and Lounge as well, because I know they help a lot of local artists promote themselves, and they promote these artists as well. I know you have been one of their favorites, and they've had you back many, many times before. They're one of the business in our community that I feel give back to the community by helping local artists as yourself and others, even in business, to grow. So shout out and kudos to Tropical Nights Restaurant. Tell us a little bit about that promoting that you've been doing.
Well, Viram was already coming to Toronto for another event, and then he contacted me and said, hey, let's do something, while I'm here. I'm going to have a couple of extra days. It's Caravana. Let's do something. So I said, okay, fine. So I approached Nigel from Tropical Nights, and I said, hey, this is what I want to do. This is my budget. Let's do something. And he made it happen. And with Damien, it was the same thing. Like, it was more with Damien, it was more like a traditional chutney style concert with live music, dantal and the dolak and whatever, harmonium. So it was Damien and his dad, and it was just an incredible time. And those were two very, very successful events. And I haven't done, well, the pandemic came by, and then, we're all stuck indoors, and hence the Sunday Afternoon Lime took form, and here we are. So my plan was to, as soon as the pandemic is over, was to try doing some more promoting again, because music is my passion. I like it. It's what I enjoy doing, and I've gotten to know so many really, really good artists over the past year, and not only from Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago here in Canada or the USA, but from South Africa, from Holland, from Suriname. There are so many talented people there, and it would have been great to just do like one big concert and just mesh all these artists together. It would have been just so amazing, and maybe next year I will do that. That's my big plan. It's in the works.
And that's one thing I encourage you to do, because I think you and I had this conversation, and I mentioned to you, I said, hey, Molly, you've conquered the singing industry. You've proved yourself, to be that successful artist. What's next? And I think I did mention to you, hey, I think you should promote big event here in Toronto. Your name is out there. You've got the network, you've got the support of many of the businesses in our community, and I hope that continues. I hope some of these businesses come on board with you to become sponsors in order to help you promote these new artists that are coming up.
Correct.
Have you been reaching out?
Well, I had a lot of plans. Let's just say that I had a lot of plans for the rest of this year. And then in May, of course, I got some really bad news about my health. And so now I have to put everything on a back burner, basically, until I've recovered completely. And then we'll take it one day at a time after that. So basically, have to rethink my entire life. So right now my life has to be on hold just for me.
I need to concentrate on me and my health right now. And then after that,
That's right.
then I can think about everybody else and whatever else I want to do.
That's right. I agree with you. And now you've mentioned your life has to be on hold for this this very unique, special event that's taking place in your life now. Tell us a little bit about that. I know it was a little while back that you got the news. Share with us how that took place. What made you seek out the doctor in order to get this diagnosis? Were you feeling ill? Was there symptoms or signs that you noticed? Share with us that day that you got that news and what it felt like. I know it must have been devastating, and I know it will be difficult for you to talk about, but it's something that within our West Indian community and our ladies, we need to be educated, because I don't think in our community we're educated enough as to what we go through as women, and the difficulties and how we handle it, and the many caps that we wear as women. So share with us that when the journey began for you, what was the date and how you reacted to it?
You really want me to cry again, don't you?
No, I don't. I want you to be strong and share with us, because my friend, you're educating us and we need that in our community.
Well, so every year I go for a mammogram, and you know, I've always been on top of my health and getting my checkups, and my sister can attest to this. She always says to me, "Oh, you're the strong one. You're the one who's always saying, take your vitamins on a daily basis.
Right.
Get your vitamin B's and your D's and your E's and your C's in there, and eat healthy and whatever." And here I was just going for my regular routine mammogram, and then a couple of days later, they called me back for secondary pictures, and which I didn't think anything of, because it was normal. For past 3 years, I've been doing just that. It was just normal. And then a couple of days later, I got a call saying that they want to do a biopsy. And at that point, I started panicking, and I said, okay, well, you know, I have to deal with this, whatever it is. And even at the back of my mind, I was still thinking that, it's just going to be negative. It's nothing, you know? And when I got the results, it was just like a freaking bombshell. It really was. It was a bombshell. And I remember sitting in my doctor's office asking him to repeat himself. And, you know, he said to me that there's lots of technology today. You don't have to worry. They caught it in the early stages and it will be fine. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. So I said, okay, I'll deal with it. With a big smile on my face, I got out of the doctor's office, went to my car, and I bawled my eyes out. And then, well, like, you know, my family was planning a party for the weekend because it was my birthday weekend. And I got this result one day after my birthday. And it was May 27th. And I decided that I'm not going to say anything to anybody. I'm just going to let everybody have a great time, not worry about me, not worry about this. Because just like about a week before that, we were dealing with my aunt being diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. So my mom was going through that, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, how is she going to handle this? You know?
Right.
So it was a difficult period. It was a difficult decision not to say anything to anybody, wait till the party was over, let everybody have fun. And then I think a couple of days later, I told my sister, and then I told my mom, and then I told my brothers. But prior to that, like while I was going through it all, I had spoken to my daughter, and I told her, and she was like, I actually knew how to react. She was just being strong and just saying that, hey, you know, you went through hell raising me. So, you've been through so much more, that you can do this, and you're brave and you're strong and you can do it. So I
So
left it
basically,
alone.
she's
Just
telling
trying
you,
to be strong
she's
for
telling you,
you.
you've got this. Urmilla, how did the family react when Mala broke the news to everyone? I know it must have been very difficult for you all to hear this, and how did the support for Mala come about?
It definitely was a shock to all of us. Like Malit said, we were just grappling with the news of my aunt. And earlier this year, I went for my first mammogram. If anything, I just want to put it out there to our West Indian community, to the women out there, please, please, please go get a mammogram done once a year. Go for your follow up. When I had my first mammogram this year, earlier on this year, I got that call to go back, a biopsy I had to get done. So, of course, it put me in a tizzy as well that, you always tend to think the worst when you get that call.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily for me, it was positive, not negative. But I just want to encourage our West Indian community out there to please just go get your mammogram done on a yearly basis, get your follow ups every 6 months, because early detection is really the key um, for us to deal with this. In Mala's case, it was definitely heartbroken. Like we're here, the whole family's here to lend her that support that she needs right now. And I think, you have a good circle of family and friends that will be here for you. We
I
have your
agree with
back.
you. I agree with you. It is absolutely heartbreaking. I know when Mala reached out to me and told me, my heart just broke for her, and for the many others that go through this or any other serious illness. It's not easy. It's a very difficult thing to go through, and you feel quite a lot of times you feel alone. So it's good to know that she has that support system, and within our community as well. She deserves that. And I know it must be hard, difficult on the family. Not knowing what to say to her or how to be with her, or there are days when she's going to be on that roller coaster ride, where the emotional roller coaster ride, where she's on a high sometimes or at a low sometimes, and you don't know how to approach her, and she needs an outlet to let all those emotions out, and the anger, because with these type of diagnosis, you have the sadness that you feel, you have the self-pity, you have the anger, and you need to vent. And so it will be the family, and you all have to be strong in order to help her through this. Mal, this type of cancer, I'm thinking it's a genetic factor, because it seems like with you being diagnosed, your sister being recalled, and your aunt going through this, your family has been devastated really by this breast cancer disease. And having family members that have gone through this, you must be able to pull some strength from their experience. Has your aunt shared something that was helpful to you or your other family members that have gone through the experience? Were you
Well,
able to pull strength from them?
well, I eventually, after the stage of denial and all the emotions that I went through, I mean, I had to deal with it. And I was putting off talking with my aunt, because I know that once I get on the phone with her and start talking about it, it becomes real,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So I finally said to my mom, okay, I'm ready to talk to her. Let's have that conversation now. So I remember I was in the back on the deck, and I said, okay, let me give her this phone call now. Let me talk to her. So I told my mom, give her a shout, tell her that I want to talk to her about this, ask her if it's okay. And
Yeah.
she said, yeah. And we had that conversation, and she basically walked me through from beginning to end of her treatment, her diagnosis, her surgery, and she had two surgeries. And So, so she went through the whole thing with me, and it's been a number of years now since she's had her surgery. And she's still, like, at this point now, she's having some residual pain, and she's had issues with her arm and with the tiredness and the fatigue and all that. Like, she said that your body does not go back to being the same. It's not the same after this, after this.
Right.
Even though you may go through reconstruction, it's not the same. So you have to be prepared for that. You have to be prepared for all of these different changes that's going to be happening. And
So share with me and everyone else, what type of cancer is this? What stage are you at, if you want to share it? And are we talking lumpectomy, or are we talking mastectomy? If you would like to talk about it, or share it with everyone.
So the type of cancer is called DCIS is basically a ductal carcinoma in situ, meaning that the cancer cells are in the ducts, the milk ducts, and that's where they usually start from. And if it gets detected really early, then you can have a lumpectomy if it's only in one area. But if it's in multiple areas, then you have to get a mastectomy. They have to scoop out, they have to take everything off. In order,
so the whole breast.
In order to make sure that you have a decent life ahead of you, right?
Right.
In my case, of course, it was in multiple spots. And so that is why at first I said, okay, I could deal with a lumpectomy. I would go through chemo and I'll go through radiation, and that's fine. I can do all of that. But with a mastectomy, the chances of you not going through chemo is it's a good chance that you will not have to go through chemo.
Right.
And I wouldn't know until the day of the surgery, like once they get in there. And if they find a cancer in my lymph nodes, then I will have to go through radiation and possible chemo as well at that point. But it's in its early stages, and my surgeon said that my chances of survival are great. I will survive it. It's just that this type of surgery is more an emotional journey than it is a painful journey. The pain will be there. I'll have narcotics to ease the pain. I'll be bedridden for a while, and I'll have to deal with all of it. But the most important thing is the psychological effect it's going to have on your emotional well-being is going to be tested to the limit.
Absolutely, because it's not just cancer or any serious illness. It doesn't just affect you physically. It affects you mentally. It affects you emotionally, and of course, physically. The pain that you go through, on the journey. What are you doing to help you meet the challenges of breast cancer, or meet the challenges of these emotional roller coaster that you're going to be on, or dealing with it mentally? Because honestly, you have to be healthy physically in order to fight it. So, diets and exercise and whatever you can do to help your body, but mentally you also have to help yourself dealing with this. What's your outlet? Who's your lifeline? Who are you reaching out to, besides Urmilla? Who else are you reaching out to that you find the strength to help you through this?
Well, so I have to say that when I decided to go public with this, it wasn't to get a sympathy from anyone or to have a pity party, because that's not what I'm all about. And I sure as hell didn't want anyone seeing me cry on my live and in my videos. And here I started off the show crying my eyes out, so this is me. This is who I am. I'm not always just smiling. There's so much more behind that smile. So I decided to go public because I wanted to bring awareness. I wanted to make sure that women out there know that, you know, if this is in your family, if you have a family history of it, then you do need to get tested. And there's so much more. Like you can get genetic testing done to make sure that, you know, your percentage of ever getting this disease is low. Whether it's low or high, you have treatment plan and you can catch it in time. There's so many different things that you can do. But in terms of dealing with it emotionally, I went through a roller coaster of emotions. I have to tell you, one day I'm good, and then the next day, like yesterday, I was great. I was fine. My brother had a party for his anniversary, and I was there. And before that, I just went through like some really dark days, and it's just like, and I know that. Okay, so this is in the early stages, but I think we have to allow our bodies to feel what it's feeling in the moment and then let it out. And I mean, so many women have reached out to me on social media. They've called with their stories, and I know that there are a lot of women out there who are suffering with it, who have been through it, who are still going through it. And it's great that I was able to they were able to connect with me, and I heard their stories, and I think it gave me a little bit more strength to deal with it. And like I said, I'm gonna have my bad days, I'm gonna have my good days, and I thought today was going to be a great day.
It is a great day. It is a great day. Every day is a great day in this journey. We just have to make it like that. I know it is a difficult thing for you, and I have witnessed you having those breakdowns and crying it out. But we are allowed to, because we're always, we put up this facade or this face that we're strong. We want everybody to see us strong, and we suffer in silence. But it's good to share your emotions. It's good to share the story, and it's good to be, to let it out, because then we understand, those of us that you're sharing it with understand that when we go through that difficult time, or an illness, that we can handle it. We're learning skills as you are sharing with us. We are learning skills of how to cope. I know this is also a learning process for you, and you are also learning new skills in how to cope with this. And that's what it's all about. It's you wanted to share your journey so that we can educate ourselves and learn from it, because I know you've done your research, and you've mentioned to me that very few, if not, I think you even mentioned that there was no stories about a Indian person going through, or a Caribbean person, West Indian person going through breast cancer, because they've never shared their story, because there's a stigmatism that oh, cancer is terrible. We don't, sometimes you lose friends because of your serious illness or because of cancer, because they don't understand the journey. They don't understand how to comfort you. They don't understand how to talk to you. So it's fear. It's fear of you being sick and them not being able to comfort you. And that's why I think you did not find any stories on the internet about West Indian women going through breast cancer. I have to commend you for coming out and sharing your story with us, because I think it's one that's really important to be shared within not just our community, but with women in general. I think we learn from each other, and one of the purpose in life is that we take care of each other, and we build each other up and we uplift each other. And I think that's important for you to share with us. And this is what I gain from what you have done. Tell me, what did others close to you do for you that has made a difference since you started this journey? For instance, your family or your best friend, or that lifeline that you reach out to?
I think the most important thing, I have to tell you that it's been really difficult for me to open up and talk about this with my family, and I haven't really had that until I think it was yesterday that I had this conversation with Urmilla, and we talked a little bit about it. And she was able to put me through to a good friend of hers who is a counselor at the Wellness Institute. And so I was able to register on their site, and she basically talked me through a really, really dark thought. So
I think it's really important, Mal and Shanta, to do let the viewers know there are a lot of resources that are available to anyone that is going through this. It just so happened that one of my very near and dear friend went through the same thing a few months ago. I was able to have a conversation with her to let her know what my sister was going through, and she was on the ball. I want to talk to her. I'm going to talk to her. There's so many resources that are out there. Granted, yes, there isn't a lot of visibility for minority women when it comes to cancer, but there are so many cancer survivor communities out there, so many women that have gone through this that are willing to take the time to talk to anyone that's going through this right now. So it was great to connect with my friend and have her connect with my sister. And I was so glad that I was able to, even if it's, 1 little percent, that I could help her, because I know there are times where it's difficult to talk to your family about certain things, especially when you go to those dark places and things like, anger, sadness, depression. You're feeling this whole gamut of emotions as you're going through this. And sometimes you feel like you don't want to burden your family with this, but we're here. You can burden us. It's not a burden. It's a journey that we're here to assist you with. But again, for those that may not have that family support, or those that feel that they can't turn to their family for that support, there's so many resources that are out there that you can connect with. There are people, there are communities, there are organizations that are willing to help and are there to help anyone that's going through this cancer journey. And I really do want to let the West Indian community know that you're not alone as you're going through this. As women, we're very strong as women, and we tend to internalize everything, and we don't want to put it out there for the fear that we're going to burden our families with this. We tend to want to deal with it on our own. But
That's true.
it is such a difficult journey, and it's an emotional roller coaster, as you said, Shanta. And
Yeah.
there's so many organizations that are out there to help guide you and support you as you go through this journey. And family's always there. We will be here for Mala as she goes through this, and give her as much support as she needs as she goes
Yeah.
through this.
And I agree, there are many support services that are available to the patients as well as to the family, because families also, they have that hurt, or they're hurting for their family member, and they need that support as well, and they need the guidance in order how to help assist their loved ones when they're going through this. I did mention to Mala, I myself had gone through a serious illness, and I reached out, and there are groups that you can reach out to as well, to have discussions and to learn from them what they've been through, because honestly, losing a body part, and especially for a woman to lose a breast, is excruciating. It changes you. It's a life-changing event. You start to reflect on your life and your journey, and you start to, as you say, you get sad, you get angry, and all these emotions, and you start to, beat up yourself a little bit, because you feel like I could have done this, or I could have done things differently, or I should have gotten checked earlier, or, and you start to question yourself. I know, Mala, you have gone through that yourself. going through those feelings, what words of wisdom and advice would you give to anyone going through this life-threatening illness? And it is life-threatening. Let's not kid ourselves here. That it's not serious. Once it's malignant, it is a serious journey.
I think the support is most important than anything else. We are emotional creatures. Women, we are emotional creatures, and we tend to cry, when something is wrong. And some of us can be really, really strong in this, but I don't think a lot of women can be strong in the face of cancer. Like when you hear that C word, you think like, oh my Jesus Lord, my life is over. But no, I know that my life is not over. I have a lot more life in me to live, and I know that I'm going to get through this. But the most important thing for me, I think, is to know that the people that I care about are there for me, and they're not ignoring my feelings. And and don't think that, oh, she's sick, so I can't speak to her, and I can't have that conversation, and that's when I need you more. So I think that, yeah, the support is more important than anything else.
I think there is,
Well,
for families, I think there is that sense of awkwardness at first on how are you going to approach, your loved one to start this conversation. But I think once you get over, because you don't know what to say, it's hard to start that conversation. But I think once the conversation has started, you get through it together. But there is that at first when Mala told me, like, I didn't know what to say, honestly. Like, I didn't know how do I comfort her, what do I say to her.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
you're lost for words when someone, your loved one, brings this kind of news to you, and you don't know how they're going to react by what you're going to say, because certain words is a no-no to use, right?
and Shanta, like you
Mhm.
said, it's a stigma in our society, right? And like families sometimes think that, oh, you shouldn't go public with this. You shouldn't tell people. Why are you telling anybody anything about it? Why are you
Right.
making the entire world know that you have a disease? Well, here I have cancer. I have breast cancer, and you know what? It's not the end of my life. It's not the end of the world, and I'm gonna beat it, and I'm gonna get through this. And with the help and the support of people that I love and care about in my life, I am going to get through it. And, you two ladies are going to be my support for the next few months. Also, my
Oh,
mom's been a great support.
yes, she has. I know she has gone through her things too, but I know she's been there for you through this journey, and you absolutely will get through this. We are strong. We are strong creatures, and we may get knocked down at times, and people may not know how to react to us with the illness that we go through, but we find the strength somewhere within us. That strength is there, and we'll break down. We will break down, and we'll have our moments, but we can do this. There's nothing in this world that is impossible to do. And cancer, you fight it. You don't let it take control of you. You take control of it. With you set up a plan. This is what I'm going to do to beat this from start to finish. What's your goal during this journey? How do you plan on fighting this and conquering it? You must have a plan for exercise or meal plans or part of like.
Well, my doctor has said that I need to start like prior before surgery, which is happening on August 11th, which is just a few short weeks away. I need to like make sure that I'm in good positive spirits, and just make sure that I stay healthy as possible. Try not to worry, which is a difficult thing to do, but I'm trying. And just to stay positive and to start eating healthy, stay away from meats and all of that stuff for now. Um, and, I think everybody deals with this illness differently. Each person have their own mechanisms that they deal with. They know how their body functions and they know how to deal with it. For me, I'm more of an emotional person, and for me right now, I think it's more anger that this is happening to me now. I don't want this to be happening to me now. I have so much more. Like, I have so much plans for this year. I had so much plans for the next year, and like my life is on hold right now. So I think it's one way of me now taking time for me, my time. This is my time. This is for me to deal with my health, deal with my diet, deal with my whatever I want to deal with now. This is for me to deal with all of my emotional stuff that's going on with me right now. And
That's good to hear. That's very good to hear, because as women, we tend to put ourselves last. Everyone else comes before us. We're taking care of parents, we're taking care of children, we're taking care of husbands or partners.
Well, I don't have to worry about that because I'm single.
Well, I don't know about that, because I've seen comments on your Facebook page. I've seen the flirts happening. I've seen the hits on you. So I think that will still come.
Yes, I may have broken quite a bit of hearts out there, but you know what? It's all in good stride. I do not have any significant partner in my life, and which might just be a good thing. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. I'm pretty sure that someone out there is probably saying, "What does she mean that she's single? I thought I was her beau." I know. So, tell me a little bit about what's that?
I said, thank you for making me laugh.
I know there's at least 10 guys out there who's saying, "What is she talking about? I thought I was her special someone." Tell me, I know you may not want to talk about it, but go through the procedure a little bit, the surgery, because I know we've spoken about it, and I think your fans need to hear a little bit about what the procedure looks like for you, the surgery, and what is to come after the surgery.
Wow. Well, next Friday, I'm meeting my reconstruction surgeon. My surgeon who's going to be doing the general surgery on me. He basically said that I have to go in for some pre-op appointments before, so they're gonna test me, make sure that I'm physically fit to go through the surgery, my blood pressure, my heart, everything can withstand all of that. Then day of surgery, I'm gonna go in. I'm not even sure at this point if I'm allowed to bring anybody in with me because of the COVID restrictions in the hospital, which kind of sucks, because I think I'm gonna be so scared that I'm gonna want somebody there with me. And I'm not sure if they're gonna even allow me. So I'll find out at the end of this week.
Girl, you're a West Indian woman, you're a Guyanese woman. You make sure you order them, you tell them that you have to have somebody there with you.
Yeah.
Urmilla mentioned earlier that you had a big mouth when you were younger. Use it. Be loud and say you need your support there with you.
Yeah. So I think after surgery, I'm not even sure if I'm going to be in the hospital, if they're going to keep me in, or if I'm going to be coming out the very same day, which kind of sucks because after the surgery, I'm going to have drainage tubes. So there's still a little bit of unknowns about the entire surgery, as that I'll find all of that out at pre-op when I go in. But I do know that I'll be on some narcotics after, and I'm gonna have a lot of pain. So
Yeah,
I have
that's a
to be
given.
prepared for that. I don't
That's
like
right.
pain. I hate pain, period. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell the audience this as well. When I gave birth to my daughter, it was all natural. And I had nightmares about that, like for years.
That's why she never had another.
I never had another.
On here, I thought you were strong, girl. No, you are very strong, and I know you will get through this. So, what options are you facing with the mastectomy? What options have they given you for reconstruction surgery?
Well, there are two options. I could choose to get, depending if I don't have to go through chemo or radiation, I can get an instant reconstruction done at the same time on this
Okay.
very day of the surgery. If I don't get the instant reconstruction done at that time, then I will have to wait like probably 6 months to a year before I get that reconstruction done, which kind of sucks because I want my life back, you know? I want to
That's
move
right.
on with my life. I want to go on tour. I want to do things. I want to sing again. I want to go get my recordings done. I want to do so many more things. I have so many things to do. So there is another surgery that you can get whereby they give you like a liposuction on your tummy. They take the fat out of your own body and they insert it into that pocket in your breast so that you have your own tissue rather than a silicone gel, right? So those are the two choices that I'm going to have to make. Haven't made them yet.
There are two good options, very good options, because the silicone breast is good, it's perky. And the second option is also wonderful because you get a deflated tummy and nice big boobs. So either option is good. You're going with two good options there. I know it's going to be difficult thinking about the surgery. What are your fears going through breast cancer surgery?
My biggest fear is, I think, dealing with the after effects. And there are going to be some after effects, especially if, they have to remove my lymph node. I'm going to have a lot of issues with my arm, and this is my right side, and I'm a right-handed person. I use my right hand for everything, and I don't want to feel like I'm an invalid or anything at the end of it. I don't want to have like issues along the way. There's going to be other surgeries. If your hands start to swell with the lymphedema, you're going to need an extra surgery to fix that. God, it's just the thought of having another surgery just scares me. I don't want to go through all these things. I've always considered myself a totally healthy person, and here I am dealing with this and I'm trying my best to get through it, but I don't know how. I have to wait till after surgery. I don't know what's going to happen, you know?
Well, you know,
a lot of women who have reached out to me have said different things about their journey and their feelings and their procedure and whatever. And everybody is different. Everyone deals with pain differently. Their body deals with it differently. So I'm hoping that I'll be strong enough to deal with whatever comes my way. And I hope to God that this doesn't come back again, because I don't know what's going to happen then.
You're going to kick it in.
That's my biggest fear, because I know that, like once you have it, they say that, as long as they get it early enough, they give you like 10 to 15 years and they say, oh, well, there is a possibility, a percentage that it may come back. It may come back on the other side. Or it may come back as a different form of cancer, right?
Right. I know that one of your fears, and you didn't mention it, but we spoke about it, and I think anyone going through surgery goes through this fear. not coming through that surgery.
Yeah.
You know,
I think anyone going through a major surgery always have that fear that something's gonna happen, you're not gonna make it. And so this is my opportunity to tell all you guys I love you all.
Well, we love you too, and this is why we're circling you with love and support, because you are one of the important people in our community. You've helped to build this community to where it is with your talent and with the exposure of the music industry. You know, I think there was a time when we were on a high with the music industry and we were enjoying it back in the 70s and the 80s, and then it took a nosedive for a while. And it's artists like you that have brought it back to the forefront, and you know, you've given us that enjoyment of music again. So you know, we are there for you, and we just hope that you find the strength that you need to go through this, and reach out to us. You know, we did talk a little bit about the stigmatism in society when it comes to cancer or breast cancer awareness, and our women, our female, they don't like to come out and talk about it because of what everyone else will say, or, you know, why do you want to talk about it? Why do you want to share it? Well, why not? This is how we educate each other. We educate by sharing our experiences. There's nothing wrong with it. And we can be proud that we survive these illnesses, or that we beat it, or we conquer it. That shows our strength. That shows our human strength, that we believe in ourselves, that we can heal ourselves. And I know you're one of those persons that believe in this. How?
Yeah. I'm kind of glad that you mentioned that, because sorry, there's a lot of feedback. So I'm kind of glad that you mentioned that, because you know, a lot of I went through a period of that, like when I went live. When I went and I shared my story, my very first video that I did, and I shared it on YouTube, I went through that period of, oh my God, did I do the right thing? Like, how are people gonna perceive me now as this weakling? I'm weak, and this is what I'm doing, and why did I do this? And then I had to, like, basically talk myself out of it and say, no, this is where we're wrong. We need to share our experiences so that someone else can learn from it, right? And there's so many things. I cannot begin to tell you how many emotions I've gone through within this last month, because prior to when I got the results, I was just, you know, going about my business, and I didn't think anything of it. I didn't want to deal with it. You know, I did my lives and I did my shows and I had my party and I did everything. I told everybody yes, but I just didn't want to deal with it. And then I had to deal with it because the date is coming closer to surgery now. So now I've got to deal with all the emotions that are coming along. And one of the most important emotion that I felt was anger. You know, I had to go through that anger, and I'm still questioning why this is happening, and why didn't I get myself checked, and why didn't I go for a genetic testing when I found out that my aunt had this disease, and didn't I know that it was going to affect me? You know, all those things were going through my head. So why me? Why now? Like, I was waiting for COVID to be over so I could just, like, continue with my life and doing all the things that I want to do. Now I have to stop, reassess, accept, and deal with it.
I think
That's right.
that video was very important to put out there. Like you say, there aren't a lot of women in our community that come forward, and it's important that you were honest and you show all of your emotions. Like, don't feel like you were weak for being emotional, because it is an emotional roller coaster ride that you're on right now, and it will probably continue for you know, a while post surgery. So it's important to be honest and not just put up a front that, we're, as women, we're strong, we can go through a lot, but we're also emotional as well. And it's I thought it was like honest for you to show your emotions, to let to let the people out there know that there are going to be days where you're angry, you're sad, you're depressed, and you have to embrace it and acknowledge it, and then decide how you're going to move on from it. So it's important to acknowledge all of those emotions as they come and not push them away. It's part of
Right.
Well,
growing.
I'm ready to kick this thing to the curb. I'm
Yeah.
telling you that. I'm like so ready to get it out of my body and get rid of it once and for all. I just want it gone completely. And for any woman out there, if you want to reach out to me, you want to talk, you want support, contact me. I'm here.
And
Contact Shanta. You can contact Urmilla.
Yes, I'm here.
and Mala, what Urmila said, it's through our weakness that we find our strength.
Mhm.
And I think you've realized that through
Yeah.
going through this journey, right? I know I have. I think we all have. If we've gone through something difficult, it's through those weaknesses that we find our strength, and we develop skills to deal with it. I know you have, and girl, you will come out of this just as beautiful as you are. So don't even think,
Yeah, I will.
and you
I
are
will.
so going to kick this because I have seen you in action. I have seen you kick other things. I don't want to say people, but other things. So you will kick this. You will get through this. The women in your lives, we're not allowing you to do the self-pity. We
That's
may
right.
give you 5 minutes per day, but we're not allowing you to stay there. We've told you, when you feel that you need us, or you're going into a depression, or you're going to the self-pity mode, you pick up that phone and you reach out. This is what we do. As human beings, we have to be there for each other, support each other, love each other. That's what's important. No matter how we feel, no matter if we've had differences, we put that aside, we pick up the phone and we call and we reach out. It may be that person that you have difficulty with, or you may be, butting heads. That same person with that strength is the person you may need it from. So
And
it doesn't matter who it is, honey. You reach out all you want.
I just want to say, I'm like looking at the live stream right now, and your audience are just pouring out their support and love, that they're giving you a lot of love and a lot of support as you go through this journey. So there's a lot of people out there that are rooting for you, that are supporting you.
Thank
And
you.
they're appreciating the fact that you came out and openly talk about breast cancer.
Right.
Because words like breasts and testicle cancer, it's like taboo. It's not. We need to bring it out. We need to bring awareness, and especially within our community, because it's not the old days where, we can't talk about it. No, we need to talk about it, because we have younger generation. We have young women that are going to go through this and need to have that support and advice and comfort and compassion. And friends and family need to understand that this is a time to show a person that you love them and you care for them, and that they can pull on your strength, your energy. You need their energy in order to get through this. And I know I may ask you a little personal thing here, but I know there's you don't have that special one in your life right now, but I know that will happen for you, because I see all the comments on your Facebook page about how beautiful you are.
Shanta, you're looking for trouble today, Shanta.
Well, hey, you know what? It's time for your fans to really know you. So share a little secret. There must be a secret someone who, throws you a flower here and
Secret
there.
admirer.
The secret admirer.
I don't know about flowers, but there is one person that I've always that's been there for me for like 20 something years. We've shared a lot. We've there's a lot of history there. There's a lot of adventures, I should say, and a lot of emotions as well. And we've been through a good bit together. He's always been there as my lifeline throughout the years. So I know it's been difficult for him to open up as well, but I'm hoping that he can become a better friend. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, it answered my question, but now I have more questions about it. I think I'll have to call you and ask you. But it's good to know that you do have that special friend that you can rely on, because you need, sometimes right now you need the one shoulder to cry on. After the surgery, you may need both shoulders to cry on. So I hope that lifeline of yours is strong enough to be there for you and give you the support that you need, and to understand the journey that you're about to undertake, and know that love is something that heals everything, love and time, right? And I hope that person can be there for you, as we all are right now for you. I know that this is a hurtful thing for you, because while you're smiling there and you're laughing and you're talking, I have witnessed your breakdowns.
Oh, am I gonna make you cry now? I'm so
And
sorry.
It's an emotional journey for all of us.
yeah, and I know that you are afraid, no matter what brave face you're putting on right now. I know that you're very afraid of what comes next. But I want to leave you with this, girl. When you are finished, when this is over, you will come out with two beautiful, perky girls that you will enjoy. So this is not the end of it. This is not over. This is not the end of your life. This is not where you will sit back and say, oh, why me? Why me? Everything happens for a reason, and it happens in its own time. What you are going through is happening for a good reason. You are going to learn so much more about life. You are going to have a new respect for life and how you live it. Tell me, is that how you feel? How do you see it? Have you been reflecting on your life? Because I know I reflected on my life, and then my journey changed after.
It's amazing, because when I was going through my stages of depression for the last few weeks, everything just came, like, I basically saw like my entire life is just like flashing by, and I'm thinking, how the hell did I end up here? Why is, it's not the end of the world, but nobody wants to deal with it. And I'm so happy that we here as women, and we're talking so openly about breasts and about cancer. And it's really important that we speak out about it and we talk about it, because it's not taboo. This is who we are. We nurse our kids from these things. You know what I mean? And
that's right.
It's not taboo. It's something that we need to bring out to the forefront, to be open and talk about it. And what I wanted to say is that, yes, there are going to be times when I'm going to be going through my ups and downs, and I did not plan for this to happen. This is not in my control. This is totally in the hands of God and in the hands of my surgeons. And I'm hoping that they do a great job and they get it all out, and it's gone completely, and I can resume my life the way it was. Well, it probably won't be the way I was, but at least I know that it's going to be, my life will probably end up being better than what it is today. Like right now, I will come out of this stronger than ever, and I'm gonna put on my my game face when I go for surgery. And I hope one of you are there with me so you can take a picture or video of me.
You'll
Well,
be
you'll put
okay.
on your game face for surgery and you'll put on your dancing shoes after because we have a
Exactly.
date. We are going to go back out there and celebrate you. So I'm so glad that you have found that strength that you needed and that you continue to find it. And I know that one of the places you've turned to is your religion. And your religious your cultural identity.
Can I share something on that with you? Because I've
Sure.
always been a religious person. I've always like practiced my religion and done everything I'm supposed to do and read the scriptures and just follow things and I fast and I celebrate all the everything as per our Hindu religion. And when this happened, it's like I did not turn to God. Instead, I was fighting with
Um,
God. And I was like, why are you putting me through another test? Haven't I done so much already? Haven't you put me through enough? So why am I going through this
right.
again? Why are you putting me through this again? What else do I need to prove to you? You know? So that was my thing, my fight that I had about God and my religion. And I even reached out to Pandit Neil Dave and from Florida, and I said the same thing to him. I said, I need to be able to find that spirituality in me again to be able to go through the rest of this journey, because this is just the beginning of it. The rest is yet to come, and the worst is yet to come. So
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I know that. I think a lot of people that go through serious illnesses that are religious, they end up angry at God because of the same thing, because you're questioning yourself, why me? Why me? Well, there is an answer. There's a positive answer in the why me. It's because there is a lesson to be learned through it. There are skills that come out of it that you didn't even know or you weren't aware that you possess those skills. And so it brings it out for you. It gives you it gives you a gift in a way that you appreciate life differently. You see life differently, and you come to realize what your purpose is in life. I think some of us find what our purpose is. I know going through what I went through last year, I found my purpose. And even recently, when I lost my dad, and you were such a huge help to me in comforting me through that time. And you find your purpose. This everyone thinks cancer or diabetes or heart condition, all these serious illnesses. They think it's a negative thing. It's going to happen to every one of us. No one is spared of an illness in this world. But the positive is we learn so much through these experiences. As much as it tears us down, it makes us stronger and it helps us to build up who we are as human beings. And you will find that at the end of this journey. I know you will turn to me and you will tell me that you're right, that this has helped to build me up differently in life and made me appreciate life so much more. And I'm sure your family is going to be there through that journey and to help you with it. I'm not sure, Urmilla, you have anything to add to it?
Yeah, I just want to say, I'm echoing all of your sentiments, Shanta. I think, everything happens for a reason in life. And at first, yes, you go through that whole gamut of feelings like, why me? Why me? Why is this happening to me? But I think there's a bigger plan, and there's only God knows what He has in store for us. And He has a greater plan for you. I think you have a great platform here of what you're doing, bringing awareness to our community. It's just a scratch, it's the start, it's the tip of the iceberg. And I think you will get through this. There will be good days and bad days, but again, it's all those life lessons that you will learn from it that Shanta has mentioned. And
Mhm.
it's what you learn from it, and then what you take from learning. and how you incorporate that to be a better person. And I think with your personality and your fight, and you're such an independent, strong woman, I think you're going to take those life lessons and you're going to do things with it. You're going to be an ambassador to your community. You're going to bring awareness of breast cancer to our community. And I
Yeah.
think you have a great platform to do that. And I think you have great moments ahead of you, to do that. It might, in the short term, it's going to be tough, but you're going to have the support from good friends like Shanta and your family. And I know you've told me that so many people have reached out to you. You have such a huge fan base of followers, and I can see that they're giving you their love and their support, and they're rooting for you. So you're gonna come back 100% better, and you're gonna give them 120%, of who
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
So, like I said, those life lessons are gonna be tough. They'll be hard, but they will make you better, as Shanta said. It gives you a new perspective on life, and it makes you appreciate where you come from, who you are, and what's important to you in your life, and where you take it from there. So I think, like, it is a tough journey that you're going to be going through, but you will get through it because that's who you are. You're a fighter, kick ass.
That's right. That's right. In every within every negative is a positive, and so you don't look at the negatives anymore, Mala, because the negative has already been brought out in your diagnosis. The positive is how you handle the situation, how you conquer this, and you have to come up with a game plan. Right? With everything else that you have planned in your career, there was always a game plan, there was always a goal set. So now, as Urmilla said, you have a platform, set your goal and achieve it. Conquer
Yes.
this and continue sharing the journey with our community and with women out there, because it's an important message that you're sending. And we appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And I think that was the biggest lesson that I learned along the way as well too, that this is a platform whereby I can give voice to a lot of things happening within our community, and I think we've done a really good job with this Sunday afternoon Lime so far. And it was a little hurtful at first when I had to come on today. I haven't done a show in a few weeks because I was just giving myself time to deal with it. And I didn't want to be emotional, and I didn't think that today was going to be such an emotional journey. And I just started off crying, and I'm not going to apologize for it, because
No.
that's
No, you don't need
me.
to,
This is
because that's right. You don't need to apologize, because this is what our community and women need to see. It's that emotion, because that tells the story. When the words can't be heard, or the words don't tell the story, it's the emotion that tells the story. We understand the pain that you're going through by seeing the emotion. That's how we communicate sometimes. Mal, I'd like to read you something that someone sent to me, a message someone sent to me. And I said, "Oh my God, I am very sorry to hear this about our dear sister Mala. She's such a helpful person with a heart of gold. I will definitely have her in my prayers for a speedy and complete recovery." These are just people, there's so many comments from everyone just reaching out to you, and they're sharing your journey. And I'm sure they're going to do this to the very end. And another one says they appreciate your blog, that you started from the beginning of your journey, and that we're sorry to hear about your medical illness. My prayers are with her and wish her again another speedy recovery. There's so many outpouring of love for you. That tells you how you have touched our community, and you have touched women in our community. You're one of those women that you build other females up, you don't tear them down, and you don't see the worst in people. You see the positive and the kindness and the good heart in people. This is why people reach out to you and they want to share the journey with you. So thank you for doing this for us.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to have you two strong women in my corner. I have to say that I right now I do feel so much better. Like doing this with the both of you, and you've been my strength. Because if I had to sit here and do this by myself today, I don't think I would have pulled through. I don't think I would have managed it by myself. So thank you so much for your support, for your encouragement. Urmilla, I know she's going to be there, and I know you're going to be there, Shanta. And you know,
Absolutely.
thank you for the support that you have given me over the past couple of weeks when I wasn't able to talk to my family, but you were able to pull me through some of those. And then Urmilla for reaching out to your friend and getting her involved. And she has been a really good support system as well. And to everybody else who's reached out with their own stories, I just want to say thank you all so very much, because your stories, just listening to you, listening to you telling me, and from beginning to end what you've been through, it really helped. It helped me a lot reading those stories and knowing that this is not the end of my life. It's not, this word cancer is not taboo. It's reality. This is real. And we all need to take it seriously. We all need to talk about it with our families and don't hide it. It's not the end of the world. And if we talk about it enough with our families, then we will know that it's on our DNA. And so other family members can go get tested and make sure that this doesn't happen to them a few years down the road. And this is one of the reasons why, most important reason why I wanted to go public with it, because like you said, I went through Facebook, I went through YouTube, I went through all the videos. I looked for Caribbean women, I looked for Guyanese women, I looked for Trinidadian women, I looked for all kinds of women. And I just found one set of women who shared their stories and shared all of their experiences, from their emotional, from the highs and the lows and the depression and medication to everything, their recovery, reconstruction, the whole work. But I did not find one single Guyanese West Indian woman sharing their story. And that really bothered me, because I'm like, why do our people think that this is something that, oh, we should hush, quiet about it, don't talk about it? Why not? Because if we talk about it more, we learn from each other. And I'm pretty sure there are going to be a lot of women out there who will look at this video and say, okay, well, you know what, here is what I need to do now. I need to, like, if I have a family member who's had it, then maybe I need to start taking different steps. I need to change my diet. I need to start taking more precautions along the way, you know. And I'm pretty sure, and I know for a fact, all of my female cousins in my family have already reached out and said that, you know, thank you for sharing, you know, now we know that we have to take this more seriously, because they weren't taking it seriously. I wasn't taking it seriously, even though I knew that, you know, my aunt has it. So that's my message to everyone. Ladies out there, get yourself tested, go get your mammograms done. And if you're, you know, young and in your 20s, get your DNA testing done, especially if you have this disease if you have cancer disease in your family. There's a good likelihood that you have it in your DNA from either parent. And, you know, I know Urmilla's getting her DNA testing done too.
Yes. Yeah.
And I know my mom wants to get hers done, and I know my daughter is going to get hers done, and I know some other family members who are going to be getting theirs done as well too. So it's really important that we share this message and we bring awareness. You know, October is going to be Cancer Awareness Month, And hopefully we can, the three of us, we can all can reconvene in October with some professionals and with some other cancer patients and do a show in October. Hopefully I'll be well enough. If I'm not well enough, I'll stay off camera and then you guys can take over. But for now, I want to say thank you to the both of you for giving me your support here today. And I know that Urmilla will be taking over the Sunday afternoon Lime coming in September. She'll be doing a couple of shows. It may not be every week, but possibly maybe twice a month. And then also Shanta, if there's a topic that you want to do, the two of you could coordinate and take it over while I'm in recovery. And you have my full support. If I'm able to give support at the time, yes, I will definitely give you support. So.
Oh, you'll be able to give support. We'll make sure you're strong enough to give support. Don't you worry. We have your back. Mal, I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing you did starting this blog and having this idea to come out with breast cancer and to talk about it. I think, like you say, we need to bring more awareness within our community and to society, to women, because we're always afraid to talk about the illnesses that we go through. It doesn't matter what illness it is, but we're afraid to talk about it. And, nobody is spared of getting sick. Any one of us can develop anything at any time, and nothing is wrong in talking about it, sharing the experiences, sharing the hurts, sharing the emotions, your thoughts even, or sharing the skills of how you deal with things is so helpful to each other. And there's no shame in being sick. There's no shame in anything like that. This is what we need to get rid of in our thoughts in society. No shame. It's all about helping each other.
And family support is so important because there are so many people who go through this, and I'm pretty sure that because they're not opening up to their families, they're not getting the support that they need. They're not getting the emotional support, and so they're leaving all those emotions buried within them, and they're not letting it out. And it's been a roller coaster ride for me so far, and it's probably gonna get worse in the coming months. I know that. Right. I'm preparing myself for it. Right. But I know that with you strong women, I know you're going to pull me through it.
Talking about strong women, it's interesting. I'd like to know, how have the men in your life, how are they dealing with this? What kind of support are you getting from the male in your, male generation? Your brothers, your friends that are guys, I know you have a lot of networking with the male in your life. So
what I can say is that some male fans who have gone through cancer, different forms of cancer, have reached out as well and have given their support. A lot of the artists as well, male artists and female artists, have also reached out personally to give their support and to build me up and to build up my self-esteem, and that was really wonderful of them to do as well. Also, I have to say that like my brothers, I don't know, because we're so conditioned to keep our feelings hidden.
Yeah.
It's West Indian men have a problem showing their emotion.
Right.
They have a problem reaching out and saying, I'm so sorry. Okay, yes, they will say, I'm so sorry, I heard this, whatever, but they don't know what else to say after that.
Right.
I don't think they know how to emotionally connect. Especially
correct.
when it deals with things like cancer or any type of illness. I think men always have this idea that they have to be the strong, tough, person and not to show emotion. So it's hard for them, especially West Indian men, to connect on that emotional level and to reach out on that emotional level. I know my two brothers, and I know that they care deeply what's happening with you right now, but I think they're in that space where they don't know how to show it emotionally. So
Right.
it's difficult for them on an emotional level to reach out and show it that way. But I know deep down they really do care, and oh, I'm getting emotional now.
Well, both my sister-in-laws have been really super supportive. My nieces have been supportive as well too, and so has my daughter as well too. So and then I have a few other female friends out there who constantly keep in contact with me on a daily basis, at just checking in, seeing how I'm doing. Um, I know Judy Guidine is one of them. Vera from Trinidad and Tobago, she's also, been very, very helpful, like giving advice because she's got quite a few um, female family members who've gone through this disease. And so she's been really helpful with some of the tips and tricks along the way as well too, on how to cope. Um, so
Right.
it is a journey. It's a life-changing journey, and it's only going to get better from here. This is my brave face now. I'm not going to cry.
Good.
I just hope that the men in your life and the male friends understand that as much as you're afraid
I
to
don't
broach
have
the
that many.
subject.
Okay, I don't have that many male friends in my life. There's only one person that has been there throughout. But even him, he had a hard time dealing with this, and that
Right.
didn't know how to say anything to me or how to be a friend to me. And
Yeah.
like you say, right? So
I
hopefully he
think
will.
there.
I hope that he's looking, and maybe he will learn a thing or two.
Well, if he's watching, I hope that he understands the message. Sometimes they're afraid. Guys are afraid to show their emotions, like Urmilla said, but they're also afraid of what they may say or what they may do
Right.
do damage or hurt you more. I don't think it's that they don't care. I think it's just that they are afraid of even of feeling. They're afraid of having emotions and showing their emotions to you too. So you understand that, but understand that they love you and that they're going to be there for you. And guys, when your loved one is going through something like this, whether it's male or female, be there for them. Don't be afraid to show your emotions and tell that person how you feel, because one day it might be too late. I've seen it happen before. You wait until that person has passed or they don't survive what they're fighting, and then you show your emotion. Well, it doesn't mean anything because that person's no longer here. So don't be afraid. We all have emotions. We all care for each other. Do it openly. There's no shame in that. We your loved ones are going to appreciate it. They're going to be comforted by what you say to them and how how you treat them. And sometimes words, you don't even need words. A simple hug says so much. So I hope that guys who are listening, you know, put it into effect. Don't hide your feelings,
Right.
especially for the
You
person
know,
that you love.
it's so
So
easy when you're dating someone or you're flirting, and it's so easy to talk to a woman from a guy's point of
mhm,
view. But when they're going through an illness, they find it so difficult to communicate that with you, or
yeah,
communicate their feelings and their
that's
emotions.
right.
So
Yeah,
it is important for the men out there to learn that their women folk need
yeah,
that support.
that's right.
When we go through something like this, we need you more than ever, in our lives. We need you to be our little buddy, check up on us, even though we don't need anything at all, but at least check in, make sure that this person's doing well, like emotionally, mentally, we're fine. Maybe we may need a shoulder to cry on, we may need to talk about something, or just go through that emotion, or just let us cry our hearts out.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you don't even need them to say anything. You just need them to
To
listen.
listen.
Just be that ear, lend that ear to listen and let me pour my heart out, or let me vent, or let me talk my feelings out because I need to get it out. So whoever it is, whether it's male or female, reach out and let that person go through their feelings and emotions with you, because you know what, guess what? you will also be learning something. You will be gaining something from that person who's sharing their feelings or sharing the emotions they're going through, right? And you learn
Yeah.
something about yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm just letting you guys know, reach out.
So
Don't be afraid.
I want to share two messages right now from two men. One is your brother. He says, I love you, big sissy. That's from Michael. And our
Aw.
nephew, Anthony Persaud, said this. Big up to my Auntie Mala. Thanks so much for sharing your story. And always remember, the Persaud family is always there for you. Lots of love from me, Mom, Jason, and the Amargeet Music Group.
Okay, so this is Anthony Persaud from the Amargeet group, music group.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh, Anthony, thank you so much. And my big brother, Michael Ravi Prasad, thank you so much. And I see I have so many people on here who, who's listening and who's commenting as well too. So I want to thank you all for listening. I hope you guys learned something from this. And if you have family members who are going through this, please do share my story, share this message with them. And I'm pretty sure everyone will learn something from it. And that's the whole point in doing this. This is not a self-pity party at all. This is not about me feeling sorry for myself. I am done feeling sorry for myself, and I'm about to embark on a serious journey. I am on the journey already. It started, but the worst is yet to come. But I'm going to deal with it because I know I've got the family support, and I have my very good friends who are there. I've got really good fans out there who are wishing me well all the time. And I thank you all so much for your support. And I just want to let you guys know before we end this conversation today, that the Sunday after, I'm not going to be on the Sunday afternoon line for a while until I go through surgery and recover completely and I'm doing well. In the meantime, my sister Urmilla will be doing a couple of programs in September. Shanta will also probably do a few things, and you guys can coordinate and do your things together. And I'm hoping that you will all give them the same support that you've given me. It will be on the same platform of the Sunday Afternoon Lime on my Facebook page as well. And wish me well and pray for me. And I know that I will succeed in this journey. I know that I will. And I want to thank you all, whoever's been logging on, whoever's here today. Thank you so much for your support today, and thank you for going through this with me. And I just want to say a big shout out as well to Ashley A. Raz, who have been my #1 female supporter from day one when I started this Sunday Afternoon Lime. She's the one who's been doing all of my flyers, and you see this bit nice background that I have here. She's the one who's done it, all my weekly flyers on a weekly basis. She does all my flyers for me as well too, and I'll be putting you ladies in touch with her. She'll be taking care of your flyer needs and whatever you have going on. But thank you, Ashley, for all of your help. And this is not the last of me. I have bigger and better things coming up, and I still have this year I was actually supposed to release 3 songs. Music is done. I was doing a duet with somebody from South Africa, and I know that Yaksh wanted to do a song with me as well too, and there are some other things in the works. Unfortunately, I need to concentrate on my health, and then after that's done, I have a long time yet to worry about music and everything else coming up. So until then, namaste, everybody. Thank you very much, Urmilla. Thank you very much, Shanta.
You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. And thank you for asking us to do this with you today. But I think you should leave your fans and your audience with a little something to come back to come September, October, November, when you decide to come back. So something a little juicy, a little secret that will hold them until then. Share something.
Mm, no, I think I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna share.
She has a lot of
Okay.
secrets, but she doesn't want to share
Yeah,
them yet.
I know she has one. She has one or two out there that she could share, but okay, we'll wait. We'll hold off.
Maybe we'll do
Yeah,
some
Oh,
teasers
it
in
will give you
between,
all something
Shanta.
to look forward to. And don't forget, I will be still continuing my videos on this journey, and I'll be documenting every stage of, surgery and post
yeah.
surgery, and how I'm feeling and all the things that happen in between that. So look out for another video coming up. I think before my surgery, and perhaps not right after my surgery, but maybe about a week or so after surgery. So,
Mhm.
so,
Okay,
but
looking
I will
forward to
leave
that,
you
Mala.
guys with.
You take good care.
I will, and we will still be talking. Don't worry. This is not goodbye for us.
No,
Right, that's right.
Yeah, this is not goodbye at all for any of us. This is just adios until I see you again.
that's right.
That's what it
Where we
is.
are until
And
we
I'm gonna leave you guys with my
That's
video,
right.
my disco remix, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And we will be in contact again soon. And until I see you all again, have a great week ahead of you, and enjoy the rest of your summer. And Urmilla and Shanta will be taking over in September. Okay?
have a good afternoon, everyone. Enjoy the
All right.
rest of your Sunday.
Take care, everyone.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So until I see you guys again next time, stay safe, everybody, and have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. Urmilla? Can hear you.
Just wishing the viewers a very happy Sunday afternoon. That was a lovely way to end the show, Mala.
Yeah. It gives me hope that there's better and bigger things to come. And music always makes me smile. So I'm going to keep on smiling and keep on listening to my music and to other music out there as well. And hopefully it will bring me some peace of mind. So
Right.
thank you again, everybody. And good evening to all of you. And I hope you all have a safe week ahead and enjoy the rest of your summer. Bye for now.
Take care, everyone.